Wow, we are in full capacity. In fact, hirap na hirap ako makapasok earlier. Ang dami, ang dami. Thank you guys for attending our webinar for this afternoon. I don't know kung anong oras dyan sa where you are right now. Again, good day guests. Thank you for taking time to attend our webinar this afternoon. My name is Joyce Evangelista. I am a real estate broker, a practitioner for almost 16 years. I also work for Federal Land Inc. I work as a division head. Well, real estate has different types of investment. My experience is more on condominium and house and lots, developments and selling. Also, of course, as you can see in my slide, we have invited an expert guest, Mr. Andoy Beltran. He is going to talk about other options where you can place your hard-earned money. But before that, I'd like to know first, where are you guys joining us from? Sa mga shy, patingin naman. You can type in your chat box so I can shout out your name. Number of audience. So that's why perhaps I'm having this technical glitches. Okay, so type in naman. I want to know kung sino ang nasa labas ng country. Do we have someone outside the country? No one? How about you, Miss Lay Magditang? How about Aiza? Miss Aiza? Okay, but I think everyone is, since this is for our kababayans, I'd like to think that we have viewers coming from California, coming from Manila, even Bicol or Pasay, or perhaps nasa tabi ko lang, no? I'd like to think it that way. So what are your takeaways for today? Okay, so your takeaways for today is Mr. Andoy Beltran will talk about economic situation and future projection. He's going to talk about investment, market conditions, and investment options. And again, for OFW market as investors. On the second part, you'll be expecting that I'll talk about real estate. Can you hear me? Okay, I'll talk about real estate, investing in real estate. I will also talk about why invest now during this current pandemic era, no? And of course, the factors to consider in real estate investment. I'll talk to you more about the company Federal Land and how to invest in Federal Land project. So to start the first part of this session, I'm sure excited na kayo, no? Let me put on our guest speaker, who is the Assistant Vice President, Head of Business Development and Market Education for FirstMetro Securities. Dear viewers, dear kababayans, let us all welcome Mr. Andoy Beltran. Take it away, sir.
Thank you so much, Joyce. And of course, wherever you guys may be, mga kabayan natin, no, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Nakita ko dun sa well, I pretty much saw a map, no, as far as where you guys are coming from. I saw attendees from LA, Los Angeles, and I saw attendees from LA, Lower Antipolo. So wherever you guys may be, thank you for choosing to spend your morning, your afternoon, or your evening with us. Let me just pull out my presentation material just so you guys get to better understand what I'd like you to share with you over the next 40 or so minutes. You know, guys, sometimes whether in life or in our day-to-day journey, we sometimes get lost. We sometimes run into obstacles. We sometimes take a lot of time getting stuck, whether in traffic or in a certain situation. and it's normal. It's normal for us to experience those issues. Uh, though this may not be completely avoidable, the good thing about that is we can always plan ahead of time. We can always look at the map and then check where's the best route to from point A to point B. We can always ask people for directions. That's the old school kind of way, and perhaps we can use online navigation apps to help us identify bottlenecks, to help us identify which areas of the metro we need to avoid, just so we don't get caught in traffic. But as Joyce mentioned, as my partner Joyce mentioned, uh, this is not just about journey. This is not just about traveling. This is about you. This is about Balikbayan. So this is about our kabayans. This Balikbayan's guide to investing is something we designed. This is weeks in the making. This is something we designed to tackle the roadblocks you, our dear OFWs, get to experience. The roadblocks, the problems that you get to experience in your journey. I'm also going to help you identify which investment options in the Philippines would be best suited for you. So again, my name is Andoy. I'm the business dev and market education head of FirstMetroSec. FirstMetroSec happens to be the stock brokerage arm of Metro Bank, the best managed bank in the Philippines. And we happen to be the Philippines' best broker back in 2017, 2018, and 2020, just last year. Just so you guys know, I am licensed to guide you every step of the way. I'm licensed by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. I'm licensed by the Securities Exchange Commission. I'm licensed by the Philippine Stock Exchange, and I'm licensed by Bloomberg to basically talk about anything and everything capital markets. Over the past decade and a half, over the past 15 plus years, I've been going from campus to campus, office to office, island to island, and even country to country, talking to Filipinos, young and old, about anything and everything money. I've been invited to talk to those playing for flag and country, the future of our country, and even those running our country. I've had the privilege to get in touch, interact, and meet a lot of OFWs and members of our Filipino communities in several parts of Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and pretty much all over the globe because of what I do. But during the pandemic, of course, we had to stop traveling. We had to go a different route. And despite the pandemic, learning never stops. And that's why I found myself bouncing from Zoom meetings to Teams, to Facebook Live sessions, guesting on TV, radio shows, Facebook Live sessions with the Department of Finance, with the Filipino Times, our very own YouTube channel, which led me to establish Let's Invest PH on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But through it all, the reason why we're doing this, the reason why I'm very passionate with what I do, and the reason why I'm here with our partners from Federal Land is because OFWs need assistance. You need help. And when I say help, this is something that we offer to you guys just wholeheartedly, because you guys don't know what your options are. That's why a lot of times OFWs fall victim to investment scams, because you'd like to make the most out of your money, you'd like to invest, you'd like to start investing, you'd like to start growing your money, but that's the reason why you also fall victim to investment scams, because you don't investigate before you start investing. And that's one main point that we'd like to drive at. Investigate before you invest. OFWs need assistance because you don't have budgets. You don't plan when it comes to money. Your priority is for you to be able to send something over back in the Philippines. You don't prioritize saving for your own personal needs. And that's a problem, and that's a problem we're going to try to solve. OFWs need help because OFWs are having a difficult time saving. If we're going to ask people, OFWs or non-OFWs alike, chances are OFWs would want to keep on saving and saving and saving money. It's a no-brainer. People would want to start saving. But the problem is, according to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, OFWs, 90% of OFWs can't save. 90% of OFWs can't afford to save because, again, they prioritize spending. They prioritize remittance instead of saving for themselves and for their future. And talk about investing, according to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, a good 97% of our OFWs aren't even investing in our very own stock market. This is sad because, again, you see people spending so much time finishing K-dramas over Netflix. You see people spending so much time browsing the internet, pretty much doing nothing. But they can't seem to find time to equip themselves with the knowledge on how to make their money make more money. And in my 40 minutes of airtime with you guys, I'm going to try to share with you everything I know to get you started the right way, for us to guide you in your investing journey. Now, after everything said and done, I've talked about the financial illiteracy. I've talked about OFWs not having budgets, can't afford to save, can't afford to invest. The reason why I'd like to drive at these things is because after everything said and done, after spending so much time away from your relatives, away from your family in the Philippines, according to the social security system, 97% of Filipinos retire poor. So imagine all that time you spent studying and all those times you spent away from your family, away from your loved ones. By the time it's all said and done, SSS tells us that 97% of us has this chance of retiring poor. And that's why it's very important for us to make our money make more money. That's why I'd like you to change the way you look at money. Money is not just intended to be spent. Money is not just intended to be remitted. If managed the right way, saved the right way, budgeted the right way, invested the right way, money can make more money. And that's what we're going to talk about heavily over the course of this webinar. So I'd like you to understand that you have a lot of weapons to choose from. You have deposits, you have bonds, you have stocks, and of course, you have real estate on top of the leaderboard when it comes to potential gains. No? They're arranged in that fashion because of their risk, return, and time horizon features. The lower the risk, the lower the return. The higher the risk, the higher the return. You also need to understand that there's time horizon involved. There's time involved. Time horizon talks about the length of time you, as investors or as potential investors, are willing and able to let go of your money for it to work harder for you. So that means the longer amount of time you make your money grow, the longer amount of time you invest, the longer amount of time you keep your money in real estate, the longer amount of time you own real estate properties, then the higher it should pay you back. That's essentially the idea behind this. I'm also responsible. We're also equally responsible to inform you guys that these are legitimate investment outlets. They're legitimate because they're heavily regulated by government or perhaps private entities. For deposits, for example, it's regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. For bonds, for example, it's regulated jointly by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and the Securities Exchange Commission. For stocks, it's regulated by the Securities Exchange Commission, Bangko Sentral, and the Philippine Stock Exchange. Let's throw in CMIC there, or Capital Markets Integrity Corporation. And of course, with real estate, jointly by quite a number of entities. You have BIR, you have HLURB, you have the Registry of Deeds, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and the Securities Exchange Commission. Why is it very important for you to understand these things? Because just in case, if and when you have issues, if and when you have complaints, if and when you have problems with these investment outlets, you know whom to get in touch with. You're not just going to go online and send a private message to isumbong mo kay Tulfo because you have concerns. No, this is the way to go for your problems with deposits, bonds, stocks, real estate. You know whom to get in touch with, and that's very important. That's a powerful piece of information because again, OFWs, a lot of OFWs fall victim to investment scams. That's why it's very important for us to start our learning program, our webinar with this bit of information. We're also going to talk a lot about saving and investing, but the problem is a lot of OFWs are having a difficult time saving and investing because they think, Andoy, I'd like to save, I'd like to invest. It's a no-brainer. But the thing is, I can't save and I can't invest because I'm only receiving so much. I'm only receiving so much, and the next part of my problem is I almost always end up sending everything back in the Philippines, back to the Philippines, because I'm responsible. I'm a responsible head of the family. I'm the breadwinner, no, and that's where budgeting comes in. You can't save, you can't invest if you don't have a budget. Uh, a budget essentially gives you some sense of organization, because a lot of times OFWs, whatever OFWs receive, you guys almost end up spending everything for your balikbayan box, for your pasalubong, for your remittance, and in the process, you don't end up saving. Whatever it is that you receive, pretty much you spend everything that you don't have enough left for you for savings. And again, that's the problem. So my counter proposal here is for you to tweak this equation a bit, that every time you receive something, you're supposed to take a certain percentage out of your sueldo, out of your salary, and then keep it for you, for future proofing purposes, for emergency funds, for investment purposes, and then whatever's left, then that's intended for you to spend for yourself, for your groceries, for your rent, and then of course for remittance back to the Philippines. The thing is, if we keep on, no, especially for OFWs, if you guys keep on spending and spending and spending money, especially on unnecessary purchases, you're going to you're going to lose the opportunity to invest. You're going to lose the opportunity to save. If you keep on spending less and less and less on unnecessary expenses, that means you're going to have an opportunity, more and more and more and more money for saving and investing. And if you keep on saving and investing, you're going to create multiple sources of income because you get to invest in stocks, you get to invest in bonds, you get to invest in money market funds, you get to invest in real estate, you get to buy real estate properties, which will eventually give you more and more and more passive income. So aside from your sueldo, aside from your salary, you get to earn money from rental. You get to earn money from interest rate income from deposits. You get to earn money from coupon payments from bonds. You get to earn money from dividends because you have dividend paying stocks. So this is essentially my takeaway. No one, it's going to be you and you alone. You can't hire somebody to save for you. You can't hire somebody to invest for you. You're going to have to force yourself to save and invest. And again, the more important thing there is, before you even save and invest, you need to budget. How do you budget? My proposal is for you to follow the 30-50-20 strategy. That every time you receive something, always see to it that 30% is devoted for future proofing. Assemble an emergency fund first. How much is an emergency fund? It has to be worth 6 to 12 months your regular expenses. So that means if you are spending on a regular basis, let's say 10,000 pesos, just to make it easy for us to do math, no? 10,000 pesos, that means your emergency fund should be worth 60 to 120,000 pesos. After saving every single payday 30% for future proofing for emergency fund, and then you get to complete that 60,000 or 120,000 pesos, the very next payday you're 30% for future proofing. Stop depositing for your emergency fund. Stop depositing in your emergency fund account, because that's a signal for you to start investing. So make sure you have an emergency fund before you even start investing. Investment funds, we call that growth funds, because it is going to be intended for a long-term commitment. This is the sum of money you intend to keep on making more money. This is you starting to create multiple sources of income for you to be able to start funding, for you to be able to start acquiring real estate properties, and for you to be able to eventually support yourself through retirement. After the 30% future proofing funds, make sure you devote 50% for needs, for food, for shelter, for utilities, and even for insurance. Of course, no brainer. This is something you need for you to survive. You can't you can't possibly be a breadwinner. You can't possibly be productive, no, when it comes to providing for your family if you don't get enough food, if you don't get enough nutrition, if you're not living in a secure shelter. So it's very important that you keep yourself, give yourself these necessities. And then after that, only after making sure that you've devoted 30% for future proofing, only after making sure that you've devoted 50% of your money for needs, then the remaining 20%, that's the amount of money you may send over back to the Philippines for remittance, for pasalubong, for balikbayan boxes, for your shopping, for extra dining, for entertainment, for hobbies, for recreation. Again, nothing wrong. There's really nothing wrong with providing for our families, for our relatives back home in the Philippines. Nothing wrong. It's actually embedded in our culture that we're very generous. We care a lot about our family. But in order for us to do that long term, without having to sacrifice our very own welfare, the 30-50-20 strategy should be able to help. Now, how do you guys get started? Now that we've talked about the legitimate investment classes in the Philippines, so you don't fall victim to investment scams. We've talked about the issues being encountered by most OFWs in the Philippines. That's why they don't end up saving a lot. They don't end up investing. We've talked about how to free up money for you to eventually begin saving and investing. How do we start? Where do we begin? It's good to start off with perhaps stocks. Stocks provide you with the opportunity to co-own already successful businesses. You no longer need to establish a business ground up because you are buying already established businesses. And these are not just businesses, these are publicly listed corporations. But the problem is in the stock market, you're supposed to choose from about 300, close to 300 listed stocks. And 300 is a lot. It's overwhelming. So my quick suggestion is for you to look into blue chips or the index stocks. These are the all-stars, or these are the Gilas Pilipinas of stocks, the best of the best. 30 of the best, most stable stocks in the Philippines. So these are your Jollibees, these are your Metro Banks, these are your GT Caps. No? They're there for a reason. They're there not because they're famous. They're there not because they're owned by multi-millionaires. They're there because they are historically proven to weather economic downturns. They happen to be the biggest in their respective industries. They're top of mind when it comes to branding, and most especially when you talk about investment vehicles, they're consistent when it comes to dividend payments. Ano ba yung dividends? What are dividends? Dividends essentially are profit sharing. You're eligible to receive profits from the company you co-own because again, you are a co-owner. You co-own that company, so you're eligible to receive something if and when that company declares dividends. And again, the good thing about that is stock market investing allows you to co-own already successful businesses for as little as 5,000 pesos or $100. A lot of times people shy away from investing because they think investing is only for the rich. Gone are the days when the rich are the only ones getting richer. Because gone are the days when you need a lot of money for you to start investing. Again, for as little as 5,000 pesos, more than just despite you, instead of you buying a pair of sneakers, instead of you buying a pair of rubber shoes that you don't actually need, why don't you start investing in stocks? 5,000 pesos, $100. Stocks provide you with a lot of earning opportunities. It provides you with an opportunity to earn by way of capital appreciation. When you buy low and sell high, it's capital appreciation. Stocks also allow you to earn money by way of dividends. Again, because you are a part owner of a listed corporation, pandemic or no pandemic, you get to receive dividends, especially if you know which stocks are okay to buy. But the thing is, it's very important to understand that stock market investing allows you to own a business without having to run that business. You get to co-own Jollibee, you get to co-own Metro Bank, you get to co-own GT Cap, but you don't need to operate Jollibee, you don't need to operate Metro Bank, and you don't need to attend GT Cap meetings. You are a part owner, but the people behind Jollibee, the people behind Metro Bank, the people behind GT Cap, they're the ones running the show for you. They're the ones making the decisions for you. So you still keep your day job. You get to keep doing what you love doing. But the good thing about that is you are invested. Your money is making more money. Even if you are on leave, even if you are on vacation, even if over the weekend, you know for a fact that your money is working. You know for a fact that your money is making more money. But what if, Andoy, what if I'm so busy that I don't have time to monitor the stock market? Are there any other opportunities out there for me? Well, I have mutual funds for you. If you think you're busy, then mutual funds will allow you to gain access to money market, the bond market, and stocks in just one go. That's how mutual funds work. Mutual funds essentially pool money of investors with mutual objectives. They get managed by full-time fund managers. They get invested in approved, publicly disclosed investment vehicles. And then when they generate returns, they get passed back on to investors. Just so you know, why do you even need to consider investing in mutual funds? Well, it has a law. It's established under the Investment Company Act. Mutual funds essentially give you ownership of mutual fund companies represented by net asset value per share. Mutual funds are legit. Even before you start investing in mutual funds, you can actually investigate before you start investing by visiting www.sec.gov.ph, just so you get to check if the mutual fund company is registered or if the mutual fund salesperson selling products to you is a licensed salesperson. It's super cheap. Just for you to be able to start investing in mutual funds, similar with stocks, you just need 5,000 pesos. There are even mutual funds which allow you to start investing for as little as 1,000 pesos. It allows you to get access to higher yielding outlets that normally you by yourself can't access. It allows you instant diversification because it gives you ownership. It allows you to possess 10, 20, 30, up to 40 individual securities just by buying one fund for as little as 5,000 pesos. It's very liquid, so that means if and when you decide to sell your position, even if there are no buyers in the market, the mutual fund company will buy it for you from you. Most importantly, lalo na sa mga investors, no, it's exempt from capital gains tax. So you basically make the most out of your money. And another thing worth considering is you are outsourcing the decision making to professional fund managers. So they're basically the ones monitoring the market for you, doing the decision for you. If you guys are still confused between stocks and mutual funds, let me provide you with a brief, a short comparison. With stocks, you are the driver. And alam naman natin, if you are the driver, it will require a lot of focus from you because your eyes should be on the road for you to, avoid collision. But the good thing about that is you have full control. You know where you can stop if you need to stop. You can speed up if you need to speed up. But with mutual funds, you have a driver. But the thing is, your driver doesn't listen to you because your driver is your fund manager. Your fund manager will pretty much monitor the market for you, do the decision making for you. But the good thing about that is it will require less focus from you. So you get to enjoy life. You get to do what you like doing. You get to play PlayStation 5. You get to go on vacation without having to monitor the market. And another thing is the driver chooses the route and the destination. So you don't have a say as to where your funds, where your money will be invested in. Because between you and your fund manager has a little bit of an edge when it comes to expertise, because that's what they're supposed to do. That's what you're paying them to do. No? Another thing I'd like you to understand is, if you are having a difficult time choosing between stocks and mutual funds, you can actually invest in exchange traded funds. In the Philippines, there happens to be only one, and it happens to be ours, no? From the GT Cap group. It's the First Metro Philippine Equity Exchange Traded Fund, or FMETF. I'm not here to sell you FMETF. It's just that it's the only one in the Philippines, so I just can't help, no, but to mention the name. So FMETF, or ETF, is essentially a hybrid between a stock and a mutual fund. It's a stock. It's a mutual fund listed in the stock market. So an ETF essentially allows you, FMETF in particular, remember our blue chip stocks, remember our all stars, remember our Gilas Pilipinas of stocks. If you'd like to buy all of them, the best of the best, no. If you'd like to buy all of them, you're going to have to spend about 730,000 pesos thereabouts, and that's a lot of money, especially for beginners. That's a lot of money, 700,000 pesos. But of course, you're talking about the best of the best. But the good thing about that is the best of the best, the blue chip stocks. No? What FMETF did was they put everything, all of these blue chip stocks, in one basket. That basket is now what we now call FMETF, or exchange traded fund. And that's something that you can buy for as little as 1,500 pesos. So it's very economical, it's very affordable, especially for OFWs or having a difficult time saving and investing. So instead of you having to shell out 700,000 pesos by buying blue chip stocks, you may buy FMETF for as little as 1,500 pesos. All right. It's as if you are buying one ETF, but you're getting 30 blue chip stocks. So instead of you making yourself busy adding items to your Lazada cart, adding items to your Shopee cart, why don't you funnel that fund, no, for you to start buying FMETF and add it to your FirstMetroSec port or portfolio? Why do you need to consider investing in FMETF? Well, because it's, number one, it's affordable, it's super simple, it's again a mutual fund listed in the stock market, and it's very tradable. If you buy ETF in the morning and you've gained enough money in the afternoon, then sell it. There's no such thing as a minimum holding period. And for your confidence, our team was awarded as the best emerging market ETF and the best emerging market ETF manager. Simply, not necessarily because we're the only one in the Philippines, because this is for the emerging markets category. Let's now go to real estate. Of course, there's going to be the main topic of my partner Joyce for the second half of the presentation. But just so you know, people are having a difficult time looking into real estate as a form of investment because of its high barrier to entry. And it's understandable. A lot of times people look at real estate as just a life goal. Gusto ko bago ko mag-retire, gusto ko magkaroon ng sariling bahay. I want to buy my own real estate property for shelter, diba? But if you're looking at it from an investment standpoint, the number one barrier would most probably be its high barrier to entry. Because again, for you to be able to buy a real estate asset, you're going to have to spend a lot. You have limited access to capital. If you don't have enough money, then you're going to have to apply for a real estate loan, a personal loan, whatnot. You're talking about maintenance. If and when you start acquiring real estate properties, it doesn't stop there. You're going to have to make sure that you devote money for upkeep, for maintenance. You repaint the roof every so often. You repaint the walls. You repair leaking plumbing, leaking faucets, whatnot. And there's also this thing that they call concentration risk, that if you happen to have a lot of real estate properties in one area, your risk is too high, especially with problems arising from that particular area, from that particular industry, from that particular side of the metro. You also look at liquidity risk because, again, for you to be able to sell real estate properties, you need to be able to find willing and able buyers with the capacity to pay. So these are things I am sharing with you, not to discourage you from investing in real estate, but to make you understand that it's actually a commitment for us to invest in real estate. But the good thing about that is we have what we call REITs, or Real Estate Investment Trust. This is the newest kid on the block. This is a brand new asset class, so to say, because a real estate investment trust basically marry. It's a fusion between a real estate and a mutual fund naman. So remember kanina, yung FMETF or exchange traded fund is a fusion between a stock and a mutual fund. REITs, on the other hand, is a fusion between a real estate and a mutual fund. So what am I trying to say here? Essentially, real estate investment trusts allow people, allow Filipinos, allow OFWs to invest and co-own income generating office buildings, malls, hotels, hospitals, parking lots, uh, all sorts of real estate, income generating real estate assets for less. It requires minimum capital. It provides you with instant diversification because you're going to be able to buy a lot of real estate properties across different classifications. It's professionally managed. Kung sa mutual funds, you have fund managers. With real estate investment trusts, you have admin property managers, and you have administrators. You have third-party valuation partners. And the good thing about that is they are required by law. They are required by law. Real estate investment trust companies are required by law to distribute 90% of their distributable income as dividends. And based on the first two real estate investment trusts in the market, they are giving out dividends as often as every quarter. So every 3 months, you get something from your real estate investment trust investment. And again, that pretty much speaks a lot about liquidity. That if and when you decide to sell your real estate investment trust, then you can just sell it in the market, just like selling mutual funds, just like selling stocks. It's very, very liquid. So instead of you having to shell out millions up to billions of pesos for you to buy buildings or malls or hotels or office spaces or hospitals or parking lots, very impractical, especially for beginners, no? Especially for investors, beginning investors. Don't have billions right from the get-go. REITs allow you to start investing and co-owning income generating real estate in assets, real estate properties for as little as 3,500 pesos. And again, I'm not kidding. All right. So the good thing about that is we've just talked about quite a number of investment outlets for OFWs. Why do you need to think about investing? Well, because it allows you to make your money make more money. It allows you to create multiple sources of legitimate income. Para you're not just relying on your sueldo alone. You get to eventually make money from interest, from coupon payments, from dividends, or from rental income. It allows you to crisis-proof and even future-proof your finances and your family. And most importantly, it also helps you help the Philippines grow and even recover. So for OFWs, a lot of times you might think, Andoy, for me to be able to start investing in these outlets that you've just introduced us to, do I need to go back? Do I need to fly to the Philippines every so often, fly back to the Philippines every so often, just for me to start investing in deposits, just for me to start buying bonds, just for me to start getting stocks, just for me to start investing in real estate? No. No. The good thing about that is because of fintech, because of the fintech revolution, you may start investing in money market funds, retail treasury bonds, bond funds, stocks, exchange traded funds, equity funds, and even real estate investment trusts without having to go back to the Philippines. all made possible by FirstMetroSec, because we provide you with one online, very powerful online account for all your investment needs, whether it be stocks or mutual funds or unit investment trust funds, bonds, exchange traded funds, or even REITs. We allow access to peso and dollar denominated mutual funds from our partners, ELFM, ATR Asset Management, FAMI, PhilM Asset Management, PhilEquity, and Sun Life. We also allow you, especially our OFWs, to fund your accounts conveniently by way of Metro Remit, Metro Bank, PS Bank, BDO, BPI, Land Bank, and Union Bank online bills payment facilities, credit card funding for as long as you have a MasterCard or a Visa credit card, GCash, Coins.ph, NCCC booths, and 7-Eleven Click booths. And soon enough, Pay Maya for, again, convenient funding options. We're eco-friendly because we are completely paperless from statements to account opening. So account opening is very easy. Again, regardless if you are an OFW or residing here in the Philippines, account opening is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Number one, visit www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. Just so you know, this is only available 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. during trading days. 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Philippine time during trading days, because we're upgrading our account opening portal. Step number 2 is complete the online form. What's your name? What's your username? What's your password? Where do you live? What's your source of income? All the works. It's just going to set you back 5 to 10 minutes. And lastly, step number 3, upload your documents online, and then that's it. So for us to be able to prioritize your application, just make sure that when you get asked by the system, how did you learn about us? Click seminar or event and then type in the promo code Federal Land, just for us to be able to vouch for your application. So that's it for me. Anything and everything you need to learn about FirstMetroSec, simply visit www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page, FirstMetroSec. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at FirstMetroSec. And I know we're going to devote a lot of time for Q&A after Joyce's presentation. But just the same, I'm leaving my email address for you to jot down, abeltran@firstmetrosec.com.ph. I'm on social media as Andoy Beltran. And I'm also the guy behind Let's Invest PH on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. So before I turn the floor over to my gorgeous partner, let me remind you guys, let me remind our kabayans out there that if you keep on spending and spending and spending and spending money, if you keep on remitting and remitting and remitting and remitting money, which are used unnecessarily, you're going to keep on losing and losing and losing money. But if you start becoming wiser, if you start managing your expenses better, if you start following a budget for you to start saving and investing, you're going to soon find out that your money has the potential to make more money, to help you get to where you want to go. So again, this has been Andoy Beltran from FirstMetroSec. And if you think that that's it, guys, we're just getting started. We talked about how powerful real estate investing is. Real estate valuation keeps on increasing because more and more people are demanding real estate properties, but the supply is declining. So that's why developers are building vertical. No? Yung mga nakikita nating developments, pataas ng pataas. And even reclaiming bodies of water for development. So if you'd like to learn more on how you can get started, our webinar to be presented by Ms. Joyce Evangelista of Federal Land.
Wow, that was insightful and highly informative. But before that, we'd like to play first your video so our audience can recall all your presentations. Sige, take it away, Chari.
Why look elsewhere when you can have investment and trading options all in one place? Available when you need it, on the go. peso and dollar denominated stocks and investment funds, margin trading, automated chart pattern recognition tools, and research reports at your fingertips. Do it your way. Go classic or up your game using Pro. Always on the go? Easily switch to the mobile app with FirstMetroSec. You can create a multi-asset, multi-currency investment portfolio that goes wherever you are. Not yet ready for stocks or just looking to diversify? Have the flexibility to invest in funds only through FundSmart, your one-stop shop for the leading managed funds in the Philippines with no sales load. Actively trade at your own pace or build your wealth through cost averaging. Commit your regular investment, indicate how much, and let it grow over time. Funding your account is as equally easy through online bills payment of Metrobank, PS Bank, and our other online banking partners, or through your credit card. If you're into technical analysis, take advantage of Recognia's automated chart pattern recognition, which identifies buy-sell signals and support resistance levels. Sharpen your skills with online instructional videos and quizzes. You'd be better equipped to plan your trades for potentially greater profits. Don't know what to buy or sell and when? Read up on daily research reports, market updates, outlook, trading ideas, and technical analysis expertly presented by industry analysts. All for free with your FirstMetroSec account. Catch regular webinars and Facebook Live sessions, or join the growing community of the official FirstMetroSec Facebook group, whenever, wherever you may be. All the options and convenience within your reach through Finance Asia's back-to-back best broker and International Finance's best online broker and best online trading platform. With FirstMetroSec, you only need one.
All right. Again, thank you so much, partner Andoy. And I will never ever forget that you're already married and has a kid. Okay. So I will never forget that. All right. Now, let me share my screen again. Okay. So before we proceed to the second part of this session, may I request you guys to grab a pen and paper because we will be talking about numbers since we're talking about investment no. So I think it's best that you have a pen and paper, or ako lang ba yun dahil old school ako. But again, I would like to know. So before that, no, if you have your pen and paper, I'd like to know who else is listening, who else is with me. Mukhang naubos na ni partner Andoy yung energy nyo eh. So, we are going to play a logo quiz. Who likes to play a logo quiz? Oh. Okay, I just need to see the chat because I need this eh. All right. Now, okay, the game is I am going, parang napakita ko na yung first, no? So trial na lang yon. I am going. So the game is I am going to show you a logo. And then you will guess and type, you have to type in the chat box the answer, and the first entry will get the prize. And for those who are outside the country, this is transferable, no? Baka mas mahal pa if we are going to send the prize to you guys. Okay, here. So yung Yung first natin, ano, nakita nyo na, no? Sige. So that's a giveaway. Can you see? Can you see my screen? Oh, wala pa. Oh, we got an answer already. So are we going to announce it, Miss Chari? Are we going to announce who's the winner?
Yes. Medyo
Okay.
maraming sumagot eh. Naka-private message pala sa akin, sorry.
It's okay, I don't see it.
MasterCard. The correct answer, of course, is MasterCard. And the first one who answered it correctly is Mr. Nolly Aguilar. Mr. Nolly
Wow,
Aguilar.
congratulations.
Shout out tayo dyan, sir.
Shout out naman. Asan si Mr. Nolly Aguilar? Do we see him?
Siya ata si sir.
Okay. Anyway, you can claim your prize from Miss Chari Francisco. Okay, our next logo quiz is, are you ready? Naku, I'm telling you, we have a, our prize is sponsored by Federal Land, so this must be good, huh?
MasterCard pa rin sa screen, Joyce.
Okay. I already click. Ikaw na. Okay.
Wow,
Ang hirap naman ito. Ang hirap. Ang
dami
hirap.
Ang dami nila. Oh my God. Hindi ko na makita kung sino yung nauna. So many.
Okay. I don't see it eh. Sige.
Yes.
Well, at least the purpose of this game is, at least we are aware that you are still with us. So that's the purpose of this game.
Yes, it's Mr. Vince Estrada, our winner.
Mr. Vince Estrada,
Australia.
congratulations.
Australia. Sorry.
Oh, Australia. I'm sorry about that. Mr. Vince Australia of, where are you from, Sir Vince? He's from?
Vince, Manila.
Ah, Manila. Ang layo. Manila pala. Okay, congratulations. I think we have 3 quizzes, Miss Chari. Do we have 3 quizzes? So, okay, I'll try, no? Okay, one more. We have one more. This is a bit challenging. Ay, hindi pala. Do we have an answer?
Yes, marami pa ring answer.
Ano yun?
Oops, pa-mute na lang po. Wait. So it's actually Vince again. Hindi na pwede.
Bilis ng internet connection mo, Mr. Vince, ha?
Oo. Mabilis siya sumagot eh. Sorry, I'll give it to Kimberly Mina.
Miss Kimberly
Mina.
Congratulations. And this is, what's this? Spotify. Oh, okay. Kapag halatang wala akong subscription. Meron naman. Okay. Oh, we have another one. Okay. Pwede sumagot?
Hindi.
Although I don't I don't really drink from this company. Okay. Mahal eh. I can see that, partner.
Now?
Ako din pala.
Baking soda.
I think this is then from
Euromac. I don't know who's Euromac.
Euromac.
Duria.
Baka
Euromash Duria.
Baka she is using or he is using another account. Do we have a winner?
Yes.
Okay. Can we mention it again, ma'am?
So the winner is Euromash Duria.
Oh, okay.
Of course,
She's and Euromash is from
From where? From where? Wait, let me ask. Ayaw nila magsalita. Parañaque.
from Parañaque. Kapitbahay mo. Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So, send me your gift.
Congratulations.
Please message me your address. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I think we have another one. Let's see. Kahit ako surprise eh. Oh, there you go. Ang hirap nito.
Mercedes-Benz.
Ayun, Mr. Rafi Adaza.
Congratulations, Mr. Rafi Adaza.
From where po?
All right. Where are you from, Sir Rafi?
Metals.
Oh, from Metals Division. Okay, congratulations, Sir Rafi. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, before I show that, so in the first part of the session, my partner Andoy talked about stocks and bonds and other investment options. Now, I'll be talking about real estate. Sayang, I don't see you guys. So again, this is the first time I'll be presenting in front of a monitor. So bear with me, but I'll do my best, okay? Now I'm going to talk about real estate as another option. But before I start, I thought, kasi si Sir Andoy kanina, he shared so much about himself eh. Gusto ko sanang gumawa din ng profile ko, but it's too late. So I thought I'd share na lang about myself, no? I am, just like what I mentioned earlier, I am a licensed real estate broker for 16 years. But I have been working in this industry for 18 years already. So more or less, alam niyo na kung ilang taon na ako. Halos, ito yung first job ko eh. I am also a mother, just like some of you. I am a single mom. I work full-time and I used to be one of you too. So back in the days, back in 2010, I worked in New Zealand as a community support worker. I left my corporate job here and tried it, and I tried it out in New Zealand. So after a year, it's not for me. So I've decided to go back here and just practice my profession in real estate again. So now I'm sharing this with you to let you know I have been where you are right now, to our kababayans. And I thought about investments too as early as I can remember the moment I started working. Kasi lumaki ako sa Tondo sa Manila. There's nothing wrong, no? It's just that I wanted, sa squatters ako lumaki. Doon ako pinanganak. So I wanted a better community for myself and my daughter. So as I can remember, I purchased my first real estate property last 2008. So that was my first real estate property. So let's move forward. Ito I want to show you, no. This was my first car in New Zealand. I work as a community support worker. Yan, ang nag-aalaga ako ng mga mentally incapacitated kids. So I've been away from my daughter for a year. Medyo masakit yan to be away from your family. I know that feeling. And I had to stay there because I need to pay the bills. I need to save funds for her, no? But again, it's not for me. So I went back to real estate again. So that's me. So I know I'm sharing this with you again just to let you know that I know what I'm talking about. So I think I'm credible naman, ano? I'm a real estate broker, I'm licensed, and I've been doing this for nearly 20 years already. And I used to be an OFW as well, just like you. Okay, so now, every time I press next, it's up. Okay. So why real estate? Buti na lang andito si Joanna. I have an office mate here. She helps me a lot. So personally, I think, but I'm sure you'll agree with me. I think it's because it is tangible. This is the investment that you can touch, diba? And you can see. Tama ba? No, I'm sure you'll agree with me. And it is an investment that that has low correlation with asset class. Yung diniscuss earlier ng partner ko from Metro Securities. No, he talked about stocks, bonds, insurance. I'm not sure if na-touch yung insurance, no. But real estate has low correlation with asset class, just like what I said. Asset correlation, just so you'll know, kinugel ko lang to, okay? Hindi ako expert dito. But at least we know that asset correlation has to do with how the movements of various assets corresponds with one another. It's typical for market movements to cause various assets to move in the same direction as one another. So siguro to, in layman's term, let's use a layman's term, just like what happened now, ano? I'm sure, or perhaps you can ask your friends who are into stocks and bonds, lahat bumaba now that it's pandemic. So this asset class are somehow dependent on the market, on market trends or market happenings. Unlike real estate investments that are less susceptible to major macroeconomic news because their prices are tied to things like long-term leases and which they are generally not affected by untoward events. I can see a lot of realtor here, and I'm sure you can also share to your clients that the prices of real estate never go down. It will never go down. But right now, it's stopped increasing. So I'll tell you more about it later, no? And apart from that, of course, we know naman that no matter what else happens, people need houses, eh. 'Di ba? Tama ba ako? Sino ang hindi nakatira sa bahay? Curious lang ako. And again, why real estate? It still offers the greatest potential to grow. Okay, what I'll show you in a bit, what I'll show you now is, hang on. What I'll show you is an example. Oh, okay. So, okay, I took time deposit. I will use time deposit as an example, no? So the focus of this discussion, this part of discussion is, di ba na-mention ko that it still offers the greatest potential to grow. Yung investment nyo, in short, if you put it in real estate, mas mabilis, mas mataas yung growth niya compared to other investments. So again, I'll use time deposit. I just Googled this. In fact, you can use this as well. So we are just going to use our logic here, no? Kinover ko lang, I covered yung mga banks. Baka it's not allowed eh. Okay. So if I have 100,000 and I put it in this bank, it will earn 2% plus. So ang earning ko, if I put my 100,000 in the bank, I will earn approximately more or less 2,125 in 1 year. Okay, so after a year, ilabas ko yung 100,000 ko, it will earn 2,125. Next is let's use a bigger fund. 10 million. I have 10 million. And I'll put this in this particular bank. Same interest rate. It will earn 212,500. Parang okay na, no? But, sige, tignan natin if talagang okay ba. Okay. I have 50,000 pesos, low scale. And I'll put it in a 5-year time deposit. As you can see, it will earn 1,000 times 5. May pen and paper ba kayo? Para magkwentuhan tayo about investment. Okay. And then if you compute that, yung 5,000 or yung 50,000 ko, it will earn 5,000 pesos in 5 years. Now, if I have 1 million naman, with this particular bank, it will earn 2%. And that's how much? 20,000 in 1 year. Okay, my next example is using real estate as investment. So here you go. Okay. This is a personal experience. This is a first-hand experience. I purchased a unit from a reputable developer. Okay. The time I purchased this unit, the price of this unit was 2.3 million. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, after 3 months or so, it went up to 3.2 million. Okay, the good thing about me, my advantage is that I work for this developer. Okay, nasabi ko na tuloy. So I knew back then kung kailan sila mag-i-increase. When I learned that there's gonna be a price increase, nag-reserve ako ng unit. Okay, let's talk about this particular unit. It's a 1BR unit. Okay. So since we're talking about investment, the mind setting should be investment, Okay. The features of this investment is, number 1, it is ready for occupancy. Meaning to say, buo na yung tower, buo na yung unit, buo na yung condominium property. And number 2, it is lease to own. Now with the company I work with, sinabi ko naman na earlier, with federal land, there are 2 ways to acquire property. One is through regular sale, usually regular sale for properties that are still pre-selling, meaning hindi pa talaga siya nakatayo. Okay, it's not built yet. And number 2 is through lease to own program of federal land. This is the one I availed, their lease to own. Okay, so how did it go? My initial investment with federal land, this was the first month, was 76,000 pesos. Sige, let's not mention na yung butal. Okay, my next investment for the second to 24th month, I was paying around 19,000 pesos. So if you compute that in 23 months, I was able to pay 437,000. Okay? In 2 years time, if you look at the trend here, okay, dito muna tayo. Can you see yung galaw ng cursor ko? Oh, if you see here, after 3 or 4 months, nag-price increase na yung investment ko, which initially I purchased at 2.3 million. It became 3.2 million. In 2 years time of paying it, eto pa lang yung nababayad ko. I did not shell this out. I did not pay for this. Okay, from 3rd year to 5th year, I was paying 18,000 monthly because this is already under a home loan. So meaning to say the balance payment was paid by the bank. So yung 18,100 for 3 years, I paid around 651,600 already. So to sum it up, my total investment in 5 years was or is 1,164,782. Okay, and that's after 5 years. The current price now of this investment is 4.3 million. So sa tingin niyo ba I earned already? Wala bang sasagot? Okay, ang hirap pakipag-usap pala sa monitor, no?
Sobrang laki
Okay.
naman eh. Sobrang laki.
Malaki na, no, Rafi? Thank you, thank you. Oh, I like you.
Yes.
Buti nanalo ka ng
Compare po sa
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that
sobrang laki yung
feedback.
tinaas.
This is just a very practical. I need everyone to use just their logic. I'm not very good in yung mga laro sa investment. I'm not really very good at that. But if you look at this is yung presentation na to, this is logical and this is what I have experienced with this particular unit. I will tell you more about this in the later part of our discussion. Okay. Let's move on. Okay ba? No? Okay. Now, why now? Why now? Sino pa bibili ngayon? It's pandemic. But the fact that you are here now, I am sure you have funds in your wallet, you have funds in the bank that iniisip niyo that you wanna diversify. Instead of letting it stay in the bank, earning this much, you want to put it somewhere. That's why you are here. And that's why I am here as well, and also my partner, Andoy. In real estate, whenever a client asks a specialist of the best time to buy a property, we would always say, sige nga, sinong makakasagot? I'm sure maraming ahente dito, maraming property specialist dito. What
So
we
ngayon
would
kasi,
say,
pandemic kasi, may katapusan kasi yung pandemic kasi nowadays kasi medyo
oo nga Sir
nag-aalangan
Rafi, pero hold on. Pag tinatanong tayo, kailan ba pinaka best time to buy a property?
ngayon.
Exactly. Well, while ngayon is the best time since it's already 6:30 p.m. here in the Philippines, I'll tell you the best answer is what we usually answer was, sino kayo makakasagot? Yesterday. We would say, you should have bought yesterday. Di ba? And here's some more detailed factors why you should invest now. Of course, I understand it's pandemic, but just letting you know also, sinong pinanganak dito ng 1997? Basta just listen, okay? Kasi baka maraming mga millennials dito.
1994.
Okay, I hate you. Sino yon?
Si Lizzie yun.
Okay. Last 1997 and 2008, there was an Asian financial crisis. There were Asian financial crisis. We're in. Okay, hang on. We have been in the same situation back in 1997 and 2008. Let me just read my script, okay? Wherein there was an Asian and global financial crisis. Yet our country was able to bounce back in stronger form. So as you can see here, the outlook of the Philippine real estate industry, again, ginugol ko lang to guys, so that you can do your research also. Everything is just logical. The Philippine real estate industry is forecast to maintain its growth and remain resilient in 2019. This clip was last 2019 pa, or even mga December of 2018. LaSalle reported an upward trend in the office, residential, retail, and hospitality sectors of the Philippine property market in 2018. We've been doing well. We did well for the last 5 or even 8 years, except last year. In fact, just want to share with you, with Federal Land, we have projected when this pandemic entered our country, we projected a lower target for the year. But you know what, guys? Or you know what, mga kababayan? We were able to hit more than that. We were able to hit more than what we have expected. So with regard to real estate industry, it's really moving. Okay, and number 2, another historical to, the historical evidence of real estate value appreciation in terms of land. Real estate property values have consistently grown year on year regardless of location. Just to show you, mabilis lang to. In Makati CBD, the price per square, Central Business District, the price per square meter is 817,000. So if you will compute, I told you to get, pero ako may calculator ako. So if you want a piece of land in Makati CBD without a house yet, 817,000 times, let's say 36 square meters, malit yan, of course, you have to pay 30,000 just for the land. Can you see? Can you see the computation? You need 30,000 just for a 36 square meter property. Land pa lang yun, wala pang bahay. That's why that's how much I appreciate developers who've been building condominium properties in Metro Manila, because for as low as, I'll tell you later, sige, for as low as let's say 5 million, even 4 million, you piece of property in this prime area. Okay, so that's second. Now, I want to show you another example. This is with home already. These are our projects. These are the projects of federal land. These are the different locations. Now, let's say, for example, Taguig. When we launched Park Quest back in August of 2011, the price per square meter was 110,380. So the smallest unit in Park West is around 38 square meters times 110,389. So meaning to say, for as low as 4 million, you already have, if you purchased 10 years ago or 11 years ago, you already have, for as low as 4 million, you already have a property in BGC. You know naman how famous BGC is now. As a matter of fact, the price per square meter now went up to 270,142 to 270,142. So if I'll multiply that to 36 or 38 square meter property, the price now of this used to be 4 million property is this. What do you see? 10 million. That is now 10 million. So in fact, how much? 220% increase? Partner Andoy, andiyan ka pa ba? Magaling sa matong si
Yes, yes.
Sir Andoy. Okay. Right away, nakakompute niya yung percentage eh. Nanonosebleed ako. Alright. Now, moving on. So, another thing is that we still have, despite what's happening, we still have a strong Philippine economy. The gross domestic product is up for rebound in 2021. In fact, government agencies, credit rating, and multilateral firms are projecting an economic rebound of between, medyo technical na to, of between 5.9% and 6.6% in 2021. So let's hope for the best, no? It's gonna happen. It's going to happen. All right. And apart from that, with the various infrastructure projects, we all know that this will serve as a growth engine and will pave the way for a sustained recovery. Well, I'm sure you are witnessing all this booming infrastructure development, no? All right, so what's next? Now that we have tackled, ano na bang topic na discuss natin? We have tackled about why choose real estate as an investment where you can put your money. We've tackled about why now during pandemic. Am I going to invest? Why now? We talked about that. I hope I was able to establish those areas. Sana may umuo naman. Okay, ang hirap makipag-usap sa monitor. All right. Now I hope I'm just passionate about this because I have first-hand experience of investing in real estate. All right. So now that we've talked about that, we've tackled that areas, I'd like to talk about the factors that. Oh, okay. I missed this. And okay, pahabol lang, no? Sorry. One of the things that you have to consider why now is that there are banks that offers less stringent requirements in terms of their in terms of approving their application loans, no? Okay, what else? And oh, of course, how can I forget? Developers offer, just like federal land, offer better terms and promos. I'll tell you more about it, especially to our kababayans who are listening right now. And just like what I mentioned earlier, as of last year, we have not increased our prices yet. Okay, so that's good news. And again, moving forward, now that we've talked about this, I'd like to touch on the factors to consider in real estate investing. siguro that's why you are here also. I'd like to think that the reason why you are here is because of this, no? I've used these factors, just letting you know, guys, just like what I've said. Well, I'm a small scale investor as well, no? So, pero kayo, I'm sure yung mga property specialists natin who are there to assist you will talk to you more about different projects of federal land. So again, these are the factors to consider in real estate investing. Number one. So to some of you, perhaps you've heard that the factor to consider in buying is location. I will tell you the same. No, location is still the most important factor for profitability in real estate investing. And of course, proximity to offices. Yan, proximity to offices, supermarkets, transportation hubs, schools, or even parks, no, play a major role in valuating your property. So this will affect, this will affect the appraisal of your property. If the property that you are going to purchase are near this area, it is most likely to appraise well. Okay. Next. Oh, okay. Of course, importante to, no? This should be, in fact, to me, this is vital eh. To be quite honest about real estate, if you buy, you cannot right away sell it, di ba? Of course, hindi naman ako, hindi ko sasabihin na, hindi, bukas you can sell it. No, you can stop paying. Mapo-forfeit yung funds na binayad nyo. That's why it's important that you know your purpose for buying your property. If you buy, you cannot right away sell it, diba? So that is why it is vital that your purpose is clear. Otherwise, it may lead to financial distress, especially if your investment is mortgaged already. So again, to serve as a guide, these have been my guide as well. Yan. Okay, number one, buy and use. Ano bang purpose ko? I'll buy and then I'll use, no? Pwede din namang buy and sell. Okay. You will actually save on rent and have the benefit of self-utilization while also getting value appreciation. Okay, I've experienced this. Another one is buy and lease. Pwedeng yung purpose nyo, you'll buy and then have it leased out. Okay, this offers a regular income and long-term value appreciation. Another guide is, it could be, pwedeng namang you'll buy and then sell short-term. Usually, this is generally for quick, small to medium profit. And the typical example is under construction properties, and you will sell it at a profit on near completion. So I'm sure yung mga property specialists natin, these are well-trained property specialists. They can explain this kind of purpose to you in more detail, no? All right. So what I'll show you next is, okay, this is an example, no? For buy and use, buy and sell, short or long term, I'd like to share with you an investment that I made 8 years ago. Okay, I purchased a property. It was a pre-selling property, 4 to 5 years to construct. So these are the features of that investment. My initial investment was 30,000. Are you still with me? Can I hear a hello from anyone?
Yes, po. Yes po, ma'am.
Yes.
here.
Appreciate it. Okay, my initial investment was 30,000 pesos. And then after 5 years, 5 years monthly investment, no, I was paying 25,000. So to total that, This is 1.5 million. This is 1.5 million in 5 years time. And then from 6 to 8 years, because this is under a loan already, I am paying 28,000 monthly. So yung total niya for 6, 7, 8, 3 years, 1 million. Yung total investment ko in 8 years time was 2.5 million. Okay, just to share with you, buy and use to, no? So, meaning to say, nakita ko, hindi pa nakatayo yung property, I'll buy. And my thought was, oh, perhaps after 3 years, I'm gonna sell it. Bahala na, I'm going to sell it at a higher price. So, here you go. This is a more detailed, slide, no? So, total investment ko in 8 years is 2.5 million. I got it at 3.8, I think, and the parking slot was 800,000. So the total amount when I purchased the property plus parking was only 4.6 million. Back then, back in 2013, it was only 4.6 million. And guess what? The current price now, it's only year 2021. The current price is already 8.1 million. What do you think? And letting you know, no, I did not shell this out. I only shelled out 2.5 million. What do you think? Okay ba?
Okay.
Okay, sino yun?
Allen.
Oh, Sir Allen, you're there pala. Belated happy birthday to Sir Allen.
Thank you.
Okay. Hindi pwedeng thank you lang, sir. Okay. Okay, next. This is buy and sell short-term or lease. Okay, I purchased another property. This is to share with you, just like what I've said earlier, I am also an investor. So, I've shown you this slide already, di ba? I purchased a property last 2016. Okay, the feature of this property is it is ready for occupancy and the term is lease to own. Naalala nyo ba yung magkano yung nilabas ko dito? Sige, let's break it down fast. Okay. So the total investment in 5 years, so to date, the total investment I shelled out for this property was already 1,164,782. Again, when I purchased it last 2016, that time the price was only 2.3 million. After 3 months or 4 months, it went up to 3.2 million. Di ba, winner? Sana may marinig naman akong yes. Okay.
Yes po.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. But if you look at this, I only paid 437,000 in 2 years. So meaning to say, nag-appraise na yung value ng property ko without even paying for this. And guess what? Since this is a ready for occupancy unit, I have a sister, no? I have a sister. So, how do I explain this? I have a sister who wanted to rent this unit. Hindi po ako dito nakatira. Who wanted to rent my unit and she's paying 15,000 a month. So for 5 years, let's say for 5 years times 12, that's 60 months, kinuha ko lang 48 months para safe lang tayo. But sa totoo lang, yung total in 5 years time na hindi na rent, siguro mga 5 months lang. But just to compute it, this is the total payment I already received. I collected from rental. So, to compute, yung basic lang to, very logical computation, no? 1.164 that I shelled out from 2016, 2016, less the rental collection, the collection I received from rental, 720, which is 720,000. The total payment I only made is only 444,000. This is the only money I invested for a 4.3 million worth of a property now. So what do you think? Okay, kunyari may narinig akong yes, perfect. Okay,
Yes
next.
po ma'am, nag-gain po kayo.
Okay, thank you. Who's that?
Vilay
Bibigyan
po
kita ng
ma'am,
jacket.
Vilay.
Ha?
Vilay po, Vilay Tabor ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Papadalang kita ng jacket because of that. Hindi, biro lang.
Ang laki, ang laki.
Sponsored by Miss Chari Francisco of Federal Land. Diba? Okay. So, now, I think this is a more detailed, no? You can just, you can screenshot this slide. This is a more detailed explanation of this investment in terms of buy and lease. So practically that's it. This is what I've explained earlier. So I thought I've shown I also show here that in 17 years time, no, after purchasing it last 2016, in the year 2031, I'm sure mas mataas na to. The amount that I only shelled out will be yung total amount that I'll be paying is only 771,182 because I'll be getting a collection, I'll be getting a rental fee from my renter worth 3 million pesos. So, okay ba?
Yes po.
Thank you. All right. Okay. So another factor that you have to consider in investing in real estate, of course, is the available funds. So to some of you, perhaps you only have what? If you only have 50,000, that's about $1,000, no, to our kababayans. If you only have this, you can already start investing. As a matter of fact, and mamaya na, ayokong masira yung promo ng federal land eh. I don't want to preempt. So it's important that you know your cash flow, no? Do you have this much chunk to pay so you can get so you can buy a property? So these are important factors that you need to consider and discuss with your property specialist. So they will talk to you about this in detail. So that's it. Okay, now, this is my favorite picture here. So what do you see in the picture? I need someone to answer, huh? What do you see in the picture?
House been flooded.
House in flood. Sino yung keep on answering. Mahal na kita. Okay. So you can see, no? Ha?
Binahan ng undoy.
So you can
Binaha
see,
po
no,
ng undoy.
Binahan ng undoy. Okay. So as
Ano yan, nag-i-invest?
Ha? Okay, let me continue. So as you can see, it looks like a sturdy house, but it's being flooded. Josephine Custodio, thank you. Anong kinakain mo, ma'am? All right. No, it's okay. All right. Just want to make sure that everyone is still awake. So in this picture, you can see a sturdy house. Only that it is built on a land that is not supposed to build houses. So I've experienced this as well. But I don't want to focus on that. I'm showing you this picture so that I can tell you more about so that you know that it is important to factor in where to put your money. Kung sinong developer yung makikipag-partner kayo, it's very important that that the company that where you will put your money is established company. Diyan ako papasok. Okay. So our company, Federal Land, is now 48 years in the real estate business and is a member of the conglomerate GT Capital and part of the Metrobank group of companies, the country's second largest bank. And I want to show you, here are our few partners, both local and international. You can browse through this slide. As you can see, there's Metrobank, Toyota, AXA, Metro Pacific, Oryx, Nomura Real Estate Development. I wonder why wala dito yung Hyatt. So we have partnered with, oh, there you go, with Grand Hyatt as well. So also, we are consistently recognized by reputable organizations in the industry for our outstanding performance in different categories. Yan. There you go. And I am proud to say also that we have developed projects that are of world-class standards, both in design and structural durability that provide good livable space because of its low density project layouts. Meaning to say ng low density, in the floor, there are only few units. I don't want to mention other developers now, but with federal land, there are only few units. In short, konti lang yung mag-share ng amenities and even the elevator. So it's vital. So the project of federal land offers a quality lifestyle for its residents with its well-designed integrated communities that include complete leisure amenities, commercial establishments, and offices. So to share with you, here are our projects and location, its locations. Yeah, no? So we have project, hang on, I don't see it. We have projects in Marikina, in Quezon City, in Mandaluyong and San Juan. We have project in Ortigas, in Taguig, or better known as Bonifacio Global City. We have a huge project in this area. We have project also in Cavite, Manila, Binondo, that's in Binondo and Calao. We have project in Makati. Our projects in Makati, one is along Ayala Avenue fronting Glorieta. There are few that is along Chino Roses or Paseo de Roses o Paseo de Rojas, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's along. This is part of this area are part of the CBD, Makati CBD. And again, we also have project in Pasay. Yung project Pasay na, yung mga projects namin sa Pasay, these are, we own, well, federal land owns a huge project development in Pasay. We are one of the big players there. And of course, in Cebu, we also have projects in Cebu. So as you can see, we have projects all over Metro Manila. Most, if not all, are located in prime central business districts that always have a positive market value appreciation. Kasi, di ba, I mentioned earlier, it's important that it's near the universities, supermarkets, malls, may views. No, as I mentioned to you, no, to buy property that is highly accessible also to private or public transportation, it is most likely if your project or if the property that you will be purchasing are near these areas, it is most likely that your investment will appreciate more. Okay. Of course, since we're talking about investment, of course, what I'll offer you is to invest in one of our best-selling products. In fact, this is our best-selling product. This is what we call the Quantum Residences. Oh, there you go. Quantum Residences is a mixed use. No, this is a mixed use. It has both residential and commercial component. Meaning to say, usually there's a podium. As you can see in the picture, there's a podium and there's gonna be commercial spaces there. So this is the residential component and there's gonna be, this is the commercial component. And this is located along Taft Avenue, corner Buendia. It has 37 marketing floors. So these are the technical part, but I'd like to focus more on the investment side. Ano? So the product here the product mix are studio. Yung size is around 21.5 square meters to 2 BR units. Why do I stress this out? It's because depending nga sa purpose nyo, if you want to have this list out in the future, most likely you have to consider in mind, you have to factor in already who's gonna be your market if you want to have this list out. Okay. Just to mention, Quantum Residences is just few steps away from major thoroughfares in nearby cities. Sino who've been to Taft Avenue already? I'm sure there are a lot of you who've been to Taft Avenue, no, or Buendia. This is still part of Pasay. Pero if you check it in Google, it is just about 15 minutes away from Makati, few minutes away from MOA. In fact, it is in the middle eh. Okay, okay. So here you go. These are the amenities that we have for Quantum Residences. We have designed this product, of course, to cater to young professionals and students. In short, again, ulitin ko, no, you can either enjoy these amenities or have it rented out and generate a lifetime income for the market I mentioned earlier, like students, young professionals, or yung mga startup families. So these are your markets. Okay. So yeah, just to stress out, here are the nearby establishments: schools, De La Salle University, St. Benilde, St. Scholastica's College, UP Manila, Philippine Women's University, so St. Paul, and Arellano University. In fact, yung Arellano University is just beside the project. And transport hubs. Since this is just along Taft Avenue, I'm sure you can imagine ano yung mga malalapit ng transportation dito. So we have the Hilpuyat LRT station, Hilpuyat PNR station, NAIA, perhaps mga around, without traffic, mga 20 minutes, it can get you, you'll get to NAIA already. It's near EDSA MRT station, city and provincial buses like JAM, JAC, and DLTB, and of course, the jeepneys and shuttle services. Of course, this is also important, the healthcare facilities. We are near Makati Medical Center, Manila Doctors Hospital, which is just in UN, Manila Medical Center, Philippine General Hospital, which is just in Hilpuyat, Pedro Hill. Perhaps mga 2 stations away from Hilpuyat or Buendia, Adventist Medical Center, and Hospital ng Maynila. And of course, yung favorite nyo, malls and leisures. We are near Cash and Carry, Glorieta and Greenbelt, Rizal Stadium, Star City, SM MOA, Arena and SMX, City of Dreams, and MetLife. And sa totoo lang, there are lots of, how do you call this? Entertainment casino in the area, in Pasay area. Just few minutes away from Quantum Residences. Okay, here you go. What I'm showing you now is, again, let's go back to investment. No? When this project was launched, last 2019, the introductory price for a studio unit was 3.2 million. And guess what? The current price now is 3,934,000. So the investment appreciation is already 734,000. So perhaps to some of you, ang question nyo, ilalabas ko ba tong 3.2 million? No, just like in the previous slides that I've shown you, you don't need to shell out this amount. Okay, just to show you a more detailed sample computation of your investment. For a studio unit, which size is 21.5 square meters, the reservation fee is 50,000. 50,000 is how much? $1,000, no, USD, for a gross price of 3.9 million. So your monthly investment after 50,000 for 48 months, all you have to pay is only 15,000 pesos, or roughly around $300. And after that, after 48 months, you'll apply this lump sum amount from the bank, just like what I did, naka-lump sum na yon, but you don't need to pay this in cash. Okay? In fact, in 24 months after paying this, you can already, just like yung purpose natin, ano, am I going to buy now, paying 50,000, and I'll just pay 15,300 pesos for 2 years, tapos ibenta ko? Kasi imagine in 2 years time, it appreciated by 700,000 already. Okay? Ito na yung sinasabi ko, this is the good news that I want to share with you guys. For all our kababayans who are still with us right now, you have until April 30. Federal Land is offering you an initial investment of 25,000 pesos and a monthly investment for 48 months of only 11,000 pesos. So that's roughly 200,000. So what can you say? I'm not sure if I still have, okay, I think I still have people listening to me. Okay. Wala ba akong pwedeng marinig na amen?
Amen.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for
Amen.
that. So now, how to invest in a federal land property? It's very easy. Well, for one, you can check our website. It's www.federalland.com, or you can inquire from your property specialists, those who invited you in this webinar, or yeah, you can talk to us, or you can type in the chat box all your inquiry now, and we are so glad, we are so happy to assist you. We'll be so happy to assist you. The good thing about a good thing about federal land is you can also reserve online. This will be discussed to you in detail by your property specialist. So that's it. I think I'm done. And congratulations, because you've already taken the first step into a brighter future. Congratulations. Palakpakan nyo naman yung mga sarili nyo. And now the next step is to sign up now. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce. So
You're
I think
welcome.
we can open the floor to some questions, no?
Aren't we going to have a breakout room for big groups? I think like we've talked earlier.
Yeah. We'll ask the sellers na lang if they will do separate discussion. So those who want to talk to your clients in private, please send us a message via chat box so that we can assign the breakout rooms to you and to your client. Please message me now on the chat box.
All right. So we're good. Again, congratulations again, partner Andoy. If you have questions to my partner Andoy, he is still here. We are so lucky, no? Hindi pa tayo iniwan. Well, sir, thank you. I've learned a lot from your session. Nalungkot yung ano ko, hindi siya nakapasok.
Welcome anytime, ma'am.
Recorded
Thank
naman.
you.